For the chocolate cake part of this recipe, you'll need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a half a cup of oil, and 1 cup of hot water. You'll also need 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1 cup of cocoa powder, 2 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of both baking soda and baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Preheat your oven to 350. Add all your dry ingredients to the mixer and whisk them together. This includes the flour, sugar, cocoa powder, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. Once all your dry ingredients are whisked together, add in the wet ingredients one by one. I started with the eggs and oil and then slowly poured in the milk. Save the hot water for last. Lastly, slowly pour in the hot water. The batter may look very thin, but that's just how it's supposed to be. Next, I lined 2 springform pans with aluminum foil and sprayed them. I used springform pans because I wanted all the layers to be the same size and didn't have other pans the same size as the springform one. The springform pan will be needed for the cheesecake layer. I have found aluminum foil makes it easier to get the cake out and ensures it doesn't stick. The size of the pans I used were 9.5 inches, but you can use 9-inch ones for slightly thicker layers. After you're done spraying and lining the pans, pour the batter into each pan and try to make the layers as even as you can. Put the cake in the oven and let it cook for about 30 to 35 minutes or until you put a toothpick in and it comes out clean. Unlatch the side of the springform pan and take the side piece off. Slide the cake layers onto a flat surface. You can use a cooling rack if you have one, but I just put them on a sheet pan big enough for both layers. The next part is the peanut butter cheesecake layer. For that, you'll need 2 packages of cream cheese at room temperature. Each package should be about 8 ounces, 1.5 cups of creamy peanut butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of sour cream, 3 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and I also use some chopped Reese's cups, but you don't have to do this part. Preheat the oven to 325. To start, beat together the cream cheese and peanut butter until creamy and well mixed. Next, add in the sour cream. As it's mixing, add in the vanilla, eggs, and sugar. Beat until everything is well mixed together. Take the bowl off the mixer and add in your chopped Reeses if you're doing this part. If not, continue to the next step. Pour the batter into a sprayed and aluminum-lined springform pan. Cook the cheesecake for about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, or until it's only very slightly jiggly in the middle. After a few minutes, unlatch the pan side and allow to cool to room temperature. Then place in the fridge for 3 hours or even overnight. Next up is the chocolate buttercream. For this, you'll need 1/4 cup of Crisco shortening, 2 sticks of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3 tablespoons of milk, or more if the buttercream is too thick, 1 cup of cocoa powder, and 4 cups of powdered sugar. Begin by creaming together the butter and Crisco. Add in the vanilla extract. Once the butter and Crisco are creamed together, slowly add in the powdered sugar. This part can get messy, so make sure your mixer is on its lowest setting. Make sure to scrape down the sides as you go. After the powdered sugar is mixed in, slowly add in the cocoa powder. Again, this part can be messy. Add the milk to the buttercream. Add some more if the buttercream is too thick. Once you're done, you should have a creamy and thick buttercream. You can taste test for flavor and consistency to make sure you like it. The next part is the assembly of the cake. You'll need a cup of warm water, a knife, and an angled spatula. You can also use a turntable to make frosting it easier. I put a little bit of frosting in the middle of the cake turner because I think this helps make the cake layer stay in place. Put down your first layer of chocolate cake. I like to press down on it because I think it helps make sure it's flat. Put on a thin to medium layer of frosting. You don't need too much frosting because the cake itself will be very rich. Next, add the cheesecake layer on top and repeat the same steps of frosting it. Add the last layer of cake and frost the top and sides of it. It doesn't have to be frosted perfectly though, because later on we'll decorate with chocolate drizzle and chopped Reeses. If they are wrapped, unwrap some Reese's cups and chop them however you'd like. These will be saved for later to put on top of the cake. Melt about half a stick of butter in a double boiler. Add in half a cup of chocolate chips. I use semi-sweet chocolate chips, but you can use any flavor you like. Whisk until silky smooth. Put some of the chocolate drizzle on top of the cake and spread it around with a spoon. Allow the drizzle to drip down the sides because this will give it a drip cake effect. Once you're done covering the top of the cake, you can spoon little drips off the side of the cake. Be careful with this step because you can make too big of drips or it can be really messy. Cover the top of the cake with the chopped Reeses from earlier. If you have any remaining Reese's cups, cut them in half and line the bottom of the cake with them. Take the rest of your chocolate drizzle and drizzle that across the top of your cake with a spoon. Lastly, I took a wet paper towel to clean the edges of the turntable for a neater presentation. Then there you have it, a finished chocolate Reese's cake. I hope you enjoy it!